Okay, everyone, let's get started. This is Chris Watty, and welcome to the Business Leaders X Factor, the 4-step game plan that our clients use to transform their personal brand authentically and to skyrocket their income. Now, whatever frustration you're experiencing in your work or your life, I know that 1 year from today, you would prefer not to be in the exact same place, right? And you've probably heard the well-known definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. And that's how many people live their life, based on hope. And that's also why I'm here today, to base that hope on a firm foundation and share with you the exact game plan that our clients use to change the status quo, to get out of their rut and into a life they love, enjoying more confidence, more satisfaction, financial freedom, a higher quality of life, where they have greater impact and contribution. And all of this is in the midst of the world that we live in today, full of change and uncertainty. So my intention for you today is that you leave this session with clarity, inspiration, and motivation to take action, that you know the cost of staying stuck right where you are, and that you're excited about the future and with a pathway to get there. So we've got around 45 minutes together, so let's jump right in. I encourage you to turn off any distractions and to take some notes, because we're going to cover some amazing information. First things first, who's this for? This is for you if you're a business leader, an executive, a professional, an entrepreneur, someone who's feeling frustrated or stuck. You're frustrated because you just can't seem to break through to that next level, break through that glass ceiling, or you're stuck, you're doing something that you really don't enjoy and you're not quite sure how to get out of it and what you want to do. You're not sure what that might look like. This is for you if you're coachable, you're resourceful, you're willing to put some skin in the game and to take some action. And let me tell you who this isn't for. If you think that you're just hardwired to live in frustration and stuckness, let me be clear, this isn't a do nothing, get results program. You'll hear some results, some stories of some amazing people, and these people are extraordinary. They've been willing to do the work, and neither my results nor my clients are typical. Your success or your lack of it are up to you. Now, in the next 45 minutes, you're going to discover the step-by-step game plan to transform your personal brand and take your income to the next level. And that's if it's at 5 figures up to 6, if it's at 6 to mid 6s or even 7. And to create a life that you love. And take a look at the All Blacks there for a moment. They haven't achieved world-class status randomly. They have a clearly defined game plan, a clear strategy. And it's exactly the same with our process. And this is what I'm going to share with you. Your plan to build a bulletproof, unshakable mindset, able to deal with the negative emotions so you show up strong, courageous, and powerful. That you can engage in those courageous conversations that you need to have to deal with the strong people in your life, and the freedom from anxiety, stress, frustration, sleepless nights, migraines, all those things that are the results of feeling controlled and trapped. The strategy to express yourself fully in satisfying, meaningful work that makes a difference to you and the people that you care about, and how to design an exciting plan of action to create the income and the career of your dreams that inspires and motivates you. And you'll feel supported in your vision to achieve the results that you really want. Now, my promise to you today is the step-by-step strategy to discover a passionate, inspiring, authentic new version of your best self, to transform your personal brand and income so that you have the freedom to live a life that reflects who you really are. Now, before we go much further, let me introduce myself. I'm Christine Watty, and my mission is to help you discover the very best version of yourself. And that's so that you get to really live life and to make your unique contribution to the world that only you can make. That you get to live, to love, to laugh, and to make a difference. Now, I'm a mentor, facilitator, coach to global leaders, and I'm known for getting my clients into action, my results focus, and the world-class support that my team and I provide. Now, over the last 30 years, I have run businesses, I've retrained and worked in businesses and on businesses, and my clients are very varied and diverse. I've been lucky enough to work with many amazing people, including the King and Queen of Malaysia and the Prime Minister over there, not my usual clients. More normally, my clients are across a wide range of industries, top corporations in New Zealand, Australia, like ASB, Fonterra, and the NAB. Many of my clients are in small to medium-sized businesses, and I work with both individuals and teams who are stuck or they're wanting to grow. And the latter is a startup engineering firm, Civil Plan, and entrepreneurs such as Mark Rocket that I've been working with recently. And you may have heard Rocket Lab in the news recently. Be the change you want to see in the world, says Gandhi. That's what I didn't realise. When I did a 360 about turn in my career, I didn't realise that if I wanted to help others, then the very first transformation had to happen within me. And that's the good news, really, because everything that I share with you isn't just knowledge. It's actually an actual process, a proven process that I've been through personally, and I've walked many of my clients through this exact same process. And this same proven process can and will take you from where you are now to exactly where you want to be, and that's even if it seems quite impossible right now. So the common thread in my work is supporting amazing people like you to transform and to discover the very best versions of themselves so that they have the freedom to live their lives fully. Now, before we get into the good stuff, let me check in with you and see where you're at. Does this sound like you? To everyone else, it looks like you're successful, but on the inside, you lack confidence. There's a voice there that says, I'm not good enough, I'm a fake, I'm a fraud, I wonder if I'll be found out. Or perhaps you feel stuck. You want to grow and move into that next level, but you just can't break the glass ceiling. Or you feel like a sports car sitting idling in the garage, and isn't that frustrating? You're feeling overworked, overwhelmed, exhausted. And when you get home, you often snap at your family, the very people that you love the most, or you retreat into your cave. You're meant to go out and exercise, but you have zero energy. So instead, you grab a wine or a beer and turn on that mindless TV. Your brain is foggy, you're forgetful, you're getting migraines, back pain, skin rashes, irritable bowel, chest pains, and you secretly know that if you keep going this way, then you're going to do major damage to your health. You're waking up in the night. Frequently, you're a member of that 3 a.m. club. Your mind's racing, replaying scenarios over and over in your head, and you just can't get back to sleep, and you're worried about tomorrow. You're feeling really stressed, frustrated, unappreciated, and controlled. You know, you're normally quite optimistic, but now you've lost that optimism and your usual coping strategies just aren't working. Do you feel frustrated and stuck? You've lost your passion for work. You're anxious about your situation, worried about the future. You're snapping at your family. Your health's suffering. It all seems like Groundhog Day and you just can't see a way out. Well, if that's you, I have good news for you. Those are just the symptoms, and the real problem is that you haven't made the shifts. And we'll get to those in just a moment. The one thing that you do need to know is that once you make these shifts, you will overcome your self-doubt, your frustration, anxiety, fear, sleepless nights with some very simple strategies that will leave you happier, more vibrant and confident to have those difficult conversations and to deal with whatever gets in your way. That you'll expand your vision for what's possible, and with a proven system, you'll have the courage and the clarity to step up and be supported to achieve fast results that you've always wanted, and have started to think impossible for you. You'll be noticed. You'll finally step up into your dream role where you're rewarded for your true value and you're feeling satisfied that you lead and inspire others and with your contribution to meaningful business results. And being fully rewarded, you'll stop worrying about money and you'll have the freedom to fully embrace life and spend quality time with your family and doing the things that you enjoy. So, the 4 shifts. Now, these are the key. And let me introduce you to how Grant and I discovered these 4 shifts after more than 2 decades working with thousands of business leaders, helping them to grow and leverage and multiply their results. What we've learned is that frustration and stuckness can be smashed for good when you learn the right way of these shifts and you apply a proven system that empowers you to play a much bigger game, and you're guided by someone who's personally done this before. For years, we told ourselves and our clients that there wasn't a magic wand for success. We were wrong. It doesn't have to be this hard. So if you're feeling stuck and frustrated and it's hard, that's what this session is all about. We're here to help you. And it all starts with your decision to say yes to a bigger future. So I'm going to walk you through the shifts right now. And shift number 1 is my favorite shift. Shift number 1 is integrity. Transform your foundation. And this absolutely is the foundation. Without integrity, nothing else works. And what do we mean by integrity? I went on the online dictionary a couple of days ago, and integrity is defined as honesty, being whole and complete and undivided. And in plain English, that means doing the right thing, doing what you say you'll do, keeping your word, being the real deal. Now, there's a myth out there about integrity that it doesn't matter if you bend it a little. The truth is, it's the number 1 quality that people want in someone they will willingly follow. And think about this for yourself. What is the number 1 quality that you would want in a leader that you would willingly follow? What is it? Is it honesty or integrity or some synonym of that? For most people, the answer is yes. And why is that? That's because when you're in integrity, people know and trust you. You're a consistent version of you. There's only one you. You don't have a work you, a family you, and a social you. You're you all the time. And the great thing is that you works for you too. So the access to integrity is starting with yourself. Take off that mask right now and have a look at yourself and ask yourself the question, are you someone who is in integrity? And the truth about integrity is it's a bit like being pregnant. You either are or you aren't. There's no such thing as being sort of in integrity. It starts with being honest with yourself. And in this session today, I'm going to share a journey, both part of my own journey and some of the journeys of some of my clients. So where better place than to start with my own. And there's me in the inset. And the catalyst for me getting my life into integrity was crisis, as often a crisis has a gift in it, and certainly it did for me. Now, around 15 years ago, Grant had an accident at squash when he was playing with our son, and it was a snapped Achilles, and it went from bad to worse, and it might not sound like much, but believe you me, it was chaos. It was stressful, and I just decided I did not want to live life like this anymore. We had a small business that was successful, but we had a lot of staff, a lot of commitments, and things just weren't working. It was unworkable. So I decided enough is enough. And I went back to uni and I learned all about integrity. I learned all about these processes that we're talking here, and I have applied them and shifted them and tweaked them and transformed them and spent well over those 10,000 hours refining them. The great news here is that I get to be here and to share my experience with you, and that you can fast track your game plan for action by following the exact same process. You do not need to take the long-winded way that I did. and integrity is the foundation. And if integrity is the foundation, then the second shift, which is the 10x mindset, transforming yourself, is the one thing that if you only remember one thing from this session, I want you to remember this shift. 10x mindset. Mindset is the magic pill or the magic wand. And we can come from two places, either from fear or from love. Now, emotions basically can be distilled into those two spaces. Either you're operating out of fear or generatively out of love. There's those two states. And when you change your mindset, your results will change. Now, some people think that mindset cannot change. Like a leopard can't change its spots. I have good news for you here. You can change your mindset. And it's simple, and it's fast, and it's just about reprogramming. And as Wayne Dyer said, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. And this is really helpful when you're trying to deal with difficult people. When you can change the way that you look at those people and you can reframe them and get into their world, it's amazing how those people change. And let me show you this visually. So around 50% of the population, research says, have what we call a fixed mindset. So we're starting with fixed mindset there at the bottom. And this comes from the fear-based state, where the glass is half empty. You could be feeling things like anxiety, negativity, and basically it's a survival space, you know, that fight-flight space that you've probably heard about. And it's not, fear in itself is not good or bad, it just is. And it is an appropriate emotion if there is in fact a tiger out there in the jungle and you need to run away from it. However, today, many people live their lives as it's like their foot is stuck on the accelerator pedal of fear. And that is what does the damage. And that is not a place for successful living. And that is the place of the fixed mindset and what we call the strugglers. Now, if you want to know the truth about the mindset that you actually have, the one that lives in your subconscious and drives 99% of your results, take a look at your current circumstances of your work and your life. This will give you an accurate picture of your current mindset. So also think about the lens that you have operating as you're listening and watching this session. Is it around judgment, right, wrong? That will also give you an idea if you're operating from the fixed mindset. And these aren't good or bad. This just is. But this one here is operating from fear. Now flip the fixed mindset totally about and over, and you get the growth mindset. Now, nearly half of the population is in the growth space. And these people see the world as the glass is half full. They take ownership, they're accountable and responsible, and it's a positive space to be. And you may have heard the term above the line. This is the growth mindset. The real magic happens in the next space. And this is the 10x mindset. And this is what Grant and I have become absolutely, completely transformed our lives and transforms the lives of our clients. And the thriving 1% of the winners sit in this space. Now, it is only 1%. So what happens? How do we get to this mindset, you might be asking? And interestingly, the mindset of someone who's in the 7-figure business leader space is completely different to someone whose mindset, who's in the 5-figure leadership space. Completely different. The way they think is totally different. And yes, you've guessed it. The 7-figure business leader is in the 10x mindset in the winning space. And they operate from confidence, from courage, from love, and getting results. And this is all about a transformation. So how do you do it? It's actually a bit like if you think about the mind as a jukebox that's collected lots and lots of records ever since the day you were born. What happens is some of these records are outdated and need to be reprogrammed. Living life like there's 1,000 tigers in the jungle literally kills, and we need to turn that around. And the very first step is awareness. So if you're noticing that at the moment you're not in 10X, you're in fixed or growth space, I've got good news for you. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. And remember that growth occurs when you move towards love and away from fear. And the chokehold on any situation in your life is always you. It's not the situation. It's how you perceive the world to be. So remember this, the 10X mindset is the magic pill. And let me share with you an experiment that I did in 2012 when I was working in Australia, coaching 60 senior leaders. So part of my research was to notice the language that these people, these leaders, were sharing in the coaching sessions. And it was amazing. It was a revelation to me, actually, that 98% of these people who were reasonably senior had versions of I'm a fake, I'm a fraud, I'm not good enough. And they were totally unaware of this language until I brought it to their attention. And as I said earlier, this is the first insight to the 10X mindset, is to be aware of the way that we're thinking, and that gives us access to action. Now, Anna's story is amazing. Within 8 weeks, Anna, with her 10X mindset, doubled her income, raised money for her favourite charity, and created the possibility of a partner of her dreams. Up until that point, she had thought, no, and I'll show you this visually, I'm not good enough in every area, work, life, personal. The fixed mindset space, I'm not good enough. And what she realised through this process is she actually thought that that language was her, that was literally her. And with this transformation, she reprogrammed that to something that was way more helpful, that 10X success mindset, that everything I need is within me. And carrying that experiment a little bit further, by the time I finished working with these 60 senior leaders in 2012, 80% of them, or 48, had either earned a promotion and stepped up in their roles, or changed roles to do something that was a better fit with who they were. And that is all as a result of the 10X mindset, the winner's mindset. And that is the good news. And that's what I want for you. And it's totally possible. So now we've got to the, we've covered the first 2 shifts. We've got the foundation of integrity. And now we've added the 10X mindset. We've set the scene, if you like. Now we need an exact plan to transform your personal brand authentically and to skyrocket your income. So how do we do that? And that's with the next shift. So shift 3 is transform your strategy, change your how to why. So how do we do that? Well, very differently now, today, than in the olden days. In the old way, it was about focusing on the how of strategy and great systems. And even when I started in my career in the early 1990s, when I established our first business, it was a great strategy, a great system that set it up for success, while most people in the industry actually struggled to make a good living. You know, we had displays, direct mail, telemarketers, and what we did is we focused on the 20% that would make the biggest results, and were able to put another design a better product for the market that fitted the market, and make the whole process a lot more successful, opening our studio in Kuala Lumpur. The new way today is actually not to start with the how, but to start with the why. Now, why do you think that is? It's absolutely because today, in the context of change, we need to be able to engage with our purpose, with our why. Then, of course, we add the systems and the collaboration and the innovation. We still keep that 80-20 focus, and we have all the online platforms, and agility is totally important today, as you'd imagine. With the why as our anchor, we can be way more agile and much better at making our decisions. And I love this quote from Nietzsche. He who has a why to live for can bear almost any how. This aligns perfectly with this shift number 3. When we have a why to live for, we can bear almost any how. And when changes is constant and exponential and business as usual, we need to know what our why is so that we can shift and be agile in our leadership and we know where we're going. So once you have clarity on your personal and professional purpose, then a good business plan with the right mentor, with the first two shifts of integrity and mindset, they will transform your results. Now, in the olden days, it didn't matter so much when a purpose, lots of people never thought about it, in fact. If I think about my dad, for example, he's 78 now. He left school, he's had one career and one plan for decades. He's been an accountant all his life, and even now that he's 78, he's still an accountant part-time when he's not with the family or at golf. Today, the why matters, because today the foundations are shifting, so we need to know what it is that really matters to us. And for the best leaders, the personal and professional purpose will in fact be clear and aligned, and then the other things will fall into place really like a jigsaw, if you like. So let me share John's story. Now, John's a highly successful, driven director. He's working huge hours. He's smart, so he's got stress management strategies for Africa, but they're just not working. He's still feeling trapped, angry, and frustrated. So with shift number 3, when he was able to create some space and reflect on his purpose, he goes, oh my goodness, wow, I hadn't thought about that. You know, this is something I had never thought about. This is totally going to change how I live. Up until then, he just saw work as hard slog and as the enemy. He turned that around and saw work as a vehicle. Remember, change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Then he readjusted his values. Before, it had been recognition that had really driven him. Then he saw actually that wasn't his driver anymore. It was connection. With connection, he was able to get along better with his colleagues and delegate at work. So he didn't need that high-profile recognition so much anymore. And with connection, he became way more intimate with his partner. So clarity of purpose for John was a real key. It transformed life not only for him, but also for his family there and for his colleagues. And so this is the key. When we're thinking strategy, start with your why, and then the other pieces will fall into place. We need still a great strategy, but once you've got your why anchored, that will become clear. Let me now share with you my why. Now, this is Sarah, our eldest daughter, and Grant. And I shared my mission earlier to work with people to be the best versions of themselves. And when I'm not working, like many of you, I'm quite sure relationships, and especially family relationships, are really about what I'm all about. And for me, uncovering my why actually meant a career shift. As I said earlier, for the best leaders, this personal and professional why will align. And for many, many people, this is about relationships. And the why, the purpose is in fact, it's really crucial today. You know, everybody's searching for it. Most people never find it. But once you do, then your strategy will transform. And that is the key. So now we've got the first 3 shifts. We've got integrity, you do what you say. We've got the 10x mindset. And then now we've got the exact plan, starting with a why. Now the 4th shift is going to bring all these together. And shift number 4 is mentoring. And this is about transforming your results. So I know that you're smart. Now, if you could have done this alone, you would have already. And there's nothing wrong. There's just a myth out there that information and self-motivation is enough for change for most people. But if we're honest, there's way too much information out there. And even the most self-motivated people, when we look at the truth, even with a crystal clear game plan, most people won't change. And that's even if it's life and death serious. So my brother's a neurologist. He often sees people with life and death issues. Stroke is an example. Even when faced with life and death, some people, in fact, many people, do not change, and that is because change is hard. So this shift taps into who we are as human beings. Human beings are relational. If you think about a baby, it cannot exist outside of relationship with its mother. And that is, humans, like all mammals, exist in relationship. And so to get leverage on your life, you need a relationship that will support you. You need a mentor that will support you in the change. And then it's easy. And this is a bit like trying to lift a massive boulder. Impossible, right? Get a lever and it's easy. Consistent right action with the right mindset and the right support will leverage your success. Think about if you were going to climb Everest. You would not go it alone. You would get the right guide and the right support to leverage your success. So you would choose a Sherpa. The Sherpa has done it before. They have experience, they know the conditions, and they have the map. Everyone needs a mentor. And what is the value to you? So think about a value, an actual number figure. If you were able to transform your personal brand authentically and you could skyrocket your income, your results, what is the value to you of that? You're keeping on track without the proper support is crazy. Personally, I've invested many, many thousands in mentoring. Every time, of course, it's a big decision. Now I know that that investment pays for itself in every area of my life. There are new ideas in your head right now that wouldn't be here if you hadn't made time for this session. So don't go it alone. Shift number 4 is key to who we are as human beings. Find the very best mentor out there, someone who has done this before. And here's Paul. Paul's GM of a gold mine, and the context is gold prices are falling. It's turbulent times. He's got massive performance pressure from the board. He's nearing complete burnout. There's no balance in his life, and he's trying to do it all on his own. What happens? When Paul gets shift 4, when he gets a mentor, he gets perspective. He reclaims his power and he discovers exactly who he really is. Now he sees himself not as GM, but as geologist. That's where his heart is. And he can be a consultant to the mines. So what he does, with the support of a mentor, is he gets into communication at work, is able to redefine his roles. He's no longer FIFO or fly in, fly out. Now he has income and freedom to do what he loves, and he reconnects with his partner and his family, and he totally turns things around. And this is the beauty of mentoring. It's how we're designed to be as human beings. So this is the triangle of transformation in mentoring. So you're the expert in your space. You know what you're doing. We get alongside you and we support you develop your 10x mindset. And we do that with coaching. And we help you to come up with a transformational step-by-step strategy. And remember, you're guided by us, but you're the expert. And at the same time, we offer you world-class support. Now, what we find is in many other situations, people have to go out and search and find, a therapist for the mindset coaching, a business coach for the strategy, a life coach for balance, a marketing consultant to do the social media, a leadership coach if they're in business. We're here to bring all of this together and to support you from start to finish. And we can do this because we've been there ourselves. We've been through the journey. We're not the new kid on the block. We've been around for a while. And we keep ourselves fresh and inspired to be the very best support that we can be. This is not a grab bag of information. It's a step-by-step process that you can follow to achieve your transformational results. So today I promised the step-by-step game plan for you to be able to overcome your negative emotions with simple strategies that leave you empowered to have the difficult conversations and to deal with whatever gets in your way. So you will also expand your vision for what's possible, and with a proven system, you'll have the courage and the clarity to step up and be supported to achieve results fast. You'll be noticed And finally, step up into your dream role where you're fully rewarded for your meaningful contribution and satisfied as you lead and inspire others. And as you've been rewarded well, you stop worrying about money and you have the freedom to fully embrace your life and spend quality time with your family, with your partner, with your children, doing the things that you enjoy. And you'll discover a passionate, inspiring, authentic new version of your best self. To transform your personal brand, and you do that authentically, that fits the shape you are. To transform your income so that you have the freedom to live a life that reflects who you really are. So what do you need to win? Of course, you need the 4 shifts. And what's at the centre there? In the centre is integrity. And that's because without integrity, nothing else works. So being your word, doing what you say you do. Simple, but sometimes not that easy. At the top there, we have your 10x mindset. Now, if you remember nothing else from this session, remember 10x mindset transforms results. And so many people are stuck in what we call the fixed mindset. This is a complete about turn and a reprogramming. Shift number 3 is strategy, and we start with your why or your purpose. And what brings them all together is mentoring and accountability. And that fits the shape of who we are as human beings. So those are the 4 shifts. Those are what you need to win. And those are what I want for you. And this is the 4-step game plan to transform your personal brand authentically and skyrocket your income. So now you have a choice. You can go on doing things the same way that you've always done them. And remember Einstein's definition of insanity: doing the same thing and expecting a different result. How long will you continue? 2 months, 6 months, 12 months, 12 years? You continue to struggle, and what we've seen is far too many people do not live a life that mirrors what they say is important. They don't enjoy loving relationships, business success, and they compromise their health. The 4 shifts that I've shared with you today are a proven success system to transform your personal brand authentically and to grow your income. It's a proven methodology, and it will create the results you want starting almost immediately. This process changes lives, and it will change yours too. This is life right now, right here, and you get to choose how you live it. Are you willing to do whatever it takes to unlock your full potential? And if you are, then this is what I have for you. My team and I have set aside some time in the next week to speak to you personally. Now, I know I've given you a high-level overview today, so we will talk to you personally about how you can apply these ideas in your life starting today. The cost is free. Who this is for? Now, there is a catch. It's not for everybody. You must be a professional, a business owner, an entrepreneur, or a leader, someone who's frustrated or stuck, and you just can't break through this glass ceiling to the next level, or you're feeling trapped in a role you really don't enjoy. You've been there for a while. You've tried lots of strategies. You might be thinking, I'll try these strategies too. If that's you, get on the phone. You're also committed, you're coachable, you're resourceful, you're willing to put some skin in the game, and you're ready for action. So if that's you, why we're doing this is we'll get you on the phone for around 45 minutes, and we'll help you get crystal clear about exactly what you want your authentic personal brand and income to look like. We'll get you crystal clear about where you are now, what you want it to look like, and the exact steps that you should take to achieve your goals. And if you want us to help you, and if we think it's a good fit, then we may invite you to become one of the new clients that we take on this month. And if we work together, we'll put you through the same program that hundreds of our clients have been through. This curriculum is designed to transform your personal brand authentically and to skyrocket your income so that you get to live the life that you want to live. And we expect you to be getting results within a few weeks. So if that's you, then go to arahaleadership.com/apply. Now, spaces are very limited, so I do recommend that if this is you, then you sign up now. So what do? If you can't see the button on the right-hand side, then what I want you to do is minimize your screen, see the button, press that, and that will take you, click on the link, and that will take you to our booking page, and you'll see all the available times. So just grab whatever time works best for you. You'll be taken to a really short application, just a few questions, fill those out quickly. That'll help us make the best use of our time together. We'll get on the call with you, and it'll be absolutely the best 30 to 45 minutes you've spent working on yourself this year. So there's the link again, arahaleadership.com/apply. Hey, it's been great connecting with you today, and I really look forward to speaking with you soon. Bye for now.